So I don't really like big long intros, so let's just get to the point. Today we'll be moving the battery from here into here. So first of all, here are some of the things I'll be using. So for the cables to extend the actual wires to the boot, I'm going to be using some old jumper cables. Now they do look thin, but the insulation is thin and they're pretty much the same thickness as the stock ones. Now, don't take my word for it, do your research, especially if you're doing this on a car with a bigger battery that has more electrics or something like that. It would probably be a good idea to go with something thicker than the stock ones, but hopefully these will do, and hopefully my car won't catch on fire or anything like that. But do your own research. I don't want to be liable for you guys burning your cars down. So yeah, apart from that, we have these new battery terminal clamps. Now, of course, we have some pliers and some clippers. Now, these wires, there's the smaller wires. They're not for the battery, but I'll show you now why we need them. If you come here to the battery on the car, you will see that there are some relays or fuses, whatever they are. Now, I can't just take the battery out, take the tray out and leave them here dangling. So what I want to do is extend these wires and somehow get them under here. Now, apart from what we have here, we're also going to use electrical tape, of course, and soldering iron. So what I plan on doing is somehow getting rid of this entire plastic assembly here and just connecting the positive wire into here. And I'll be running the positive wire through the entire car, well, to the boot, somewhere through here. Now, I had the dash out. I probably should have done this while I had the dash out. It would have been much more simple. But run it through one of these little holes in here somewhere. And now ignore the mess, but I'll probably run it through here or something. And into the back, behind the seats. And I think I want the battery here. So I'll probably weld a little tab in there to secure the battery down. Now, in terms of grounding, I'll just be grounding it to the chassis. Now, I need to keep this wire here between the engine, or the gearbox, and the engine bay here. I assume it's the same with most cars, that a lot of things are grounded to the actual block of the engine. So I'll just chop the negative terminal here. And to anyone wondering, no, you don't need your car up on the jacks. I just had it because I was taking the exhaust out. So let's go ahead and remove the battery out of the car. With the battery out, I'm going to remove the tray, undoing these 3 12mm bolts, and I'm going to put the fuses and relays to the side for now. I'll just leave them dangling in here. We're going to start off by just trying to get the wire from here to the back. Now let's also pop all of these fuse boxes or whatever they are out. Yeah, I probably should have done this before I actually took the tray out. That's one done. And that's the second one. There we go. Here we have the tray out. I'm probably going to cut off those little brackets and just weld them into the side of the chassis to actually like mount them inside the fender. Basically, if a fuse blows or a relay breaks or something, I'm going to have to take off the entire fender. I know, it's great. So next up, I'm going to chop this off. Geez, it's kind of hard. Anyway, and just like that, it is out. So next up, what do we do? I guess we could start trying to feed a wire into here through the firewall and into the cabin. Yeah, I haven't really thought this through. Let me think about it for a second. Also, just realizing now, why is there no coolant in here? I remember topping that up. Right, so I've thought about it for a second. I'm just gonna chop off both of these connectors and just solder the positive wire into them. So yeah, it's not a professional job. Just if it works, it works. Anyway, I've chopped off these two connectors. They're now here on the airbox, and I'm having a look at these, and it is way thicker than what I was gonna replace it with. It's like twice. So I've changed my mind, and I've decided we'll just what we're gonna do is double up the cable and hope we have enough to get to the back. So what I've done here is I've taken this main power cable. I've no idea what this is, but I know it has to get the positive battery to the positive battery terminal. So I've taken it out of this plastic tubing here. I've taken it apart from all the other wires in this harness that go to the fuse box or whatever this is. So this I've taken it out, and I'm going to try feed it in through there, right under the brake lines. And this way, since we get the cable further to the back, we'll have more cable to play around with, and hopefully we have enough, because it's going to be close. So that's it there, being pushed in through that hole in the firewall. And in here, in the footwell of the passenger area, it should come out right here. Hold on, where is it? Well, I've just remembered actually first, let's make a little X in this little rubber thing, whatever this is that goes in there, so we can actually feed the cable through it. Yeah, that's not an X, but it works. Let's go. Right, well, we got it into the cabin. That's great. And now that we have the cable inside the cabin of the car, I have started taking apart some of the trim pieces to actually get in here where we will be running the cable. Same here, as you can see, there's a few other cables here, and also the rear windscreen washer fluid tube pipe, whatever. Anyway, so this is what I'm up to now. Now I'm gonna have to clamp this very well together with the cables we will be using from the jumper cables. So I'll probably get a bit of metal and like crimp it really tight in there, and then I'll wrap it in electrical tape, which I still haven't found, so I'll probably go get some. So I've crimped it here in a very sketchy way, but it's tight, it's not going to go anywhere. It seems to have good contact. I'm going to wrap that in electrical tape. There we go. And it's looking good. So we are going to tuck it all the way under here. And we also have quite a bit of spare, so it's supposed to go right there. So we should be good. Now there we go. You couldn't even actually tell it's back here unless I rip it off and you see this mess. But like, look how convenient this is. I've slipped it right under into this like plastic channel, and it's going all the way, both the black and the red wire, which are technically the same wire, but I fed them in through here. Now I'm going to go under the seatbelt, and it's actually really easy. Now I don't know how easy this would be on a 3-door, but it's not bad. And they're going to come out here in the same place as the other wires, and I probably like feed them under the seat, and yeah. Very nice. So I have pushed the cables in through here, and that seems to have worked. I just need to pull on them and they'll settle in place, I guess. There we go, very nice. And they come out right here. This is actually going way easier than I thought it would be going. Now let's put all of this back. And look at that, you couldn't even tell. We actually have a bit of extra wire, but I'll cut it down and let's crimp the, well, not crimp, but let's install the battery terminal clamp. And there we go, we have it on the wire. It's looking very nice. Now let's put it on. There we go. Now next up is going to be a bit of a tricky part, but I've cut this carpet, as you can see anyway, and I want to weld some sort of bracket in there. So this hooks up here into the chassis, and then of course I'll have to do another one on the other side, except I can't really see where I need to do it, but definitely somewhere in there. And then next up I might have to drill a hole and somehow ground the battery somewhere here, of course. But yeah, I have made this bracket and I'm ready to weld it in place, at least tack it. I have put this rag over the battery, so we're kind of protected, and I've put this bit of wood here so you don't like sputter all over the carpet or the seats. So yeah, that's there. That's what the battery is going to hook up to and be secured down with. I've cleaned the paint there and we're down to bare metal. So let's weld it. Whoa. Oh shit. So we've tacked that in place. However, I grounded the welder here and I have now, well, melted my boot release thing. So I can still open it with the key, but that's a absolute pain. I mean, at least that's not going anywhere, so that's welded in place quite all right, although it's kind of ugly. But oh man, that was a dumb mistake. But I've also changed my mind about welding another bracket on the back here. I'm just going to drill a hole in here between this clip and this hole, which I've already done, but it's too low down, because in here, hold on. Yeah, I'll just drill one right through here. So I don't want to drill into the wheel well, which would be this. So if I drill into this pinch weld or whatever this is, I can just hook up the battery clamp and we'll tie it down. Alright, so we have drilled that hole just above the one that obviously was already in the car. So I'm gonna go and feed this like stick here or whatever it is. I got it there now. I just need to get it through the carpet. Alright, so there we go. Now I did I don't know where I put this clip. I think I lost it. But let's put the battery in place and see if everything lines up properly the way it should. We've yeah, that's pretty good. Not too bad. And let's hook that in there. There we go. That is nice and tight, and that is not going anywhere. That is nice. Now hold on. I don't think I can actually close the boot, but we could just probably push it a bit that way. But that's cool. So next up, we need to ground it, and then we need to extend all the fuse boxes in the fuse box relay, whatever, under the bonnet. So I've decided to ground it from here, of course, into here, and I've made this little negative battery thing wire, and it's supposed to go in. Now hold on, that's upside down. So yeah, that goes from here obviously into here behind the carpet, which we will sort out later and put it look nice, and then connects up here and will be held up against here, where I will need to grind it down to get rid of the paint and get a good ground, and then that's where this plastic bit on the other sides go. So yeah, very nice. Alright, so that is it done for now. Now I will make a fiberglass panel here to block off the battery, and it's going to look very, very nice. But for now, let's move on and continue working on the fuse box and thing. But I'm looking here and you can't even see that there's like an extra cable running under the carpet. And I mean, that's really cool. I mean, that's the point, you know. You're not really supposed to see it. I mean, I've put all of this back, even the trim here for the seatbelt, and it's running all the way under there. And you can only see it if you... Hold on. There we go. There it is. I'm quite happy with how it's going so far. Anyway, so here, well, there's a bit of coolant, but what do we have to do? So this needs to be hooked up to a positive cable. We might as well just route it back into that. But these need to get extended and end up in here. So let's start off by removing this. All right, so after finding the 10mm, it's the fender is off, the wing, whatever you want to call it, okay? Right, so what I think I'll do, I'll open up this entire wiring loom and see if I can actually pull these back instead of having to extend them. But it's next day. I've fished all of these wires out. I've cut all of the tape, and I've split all of them up. It's very sticky. There's like coolant here from all the coolant that's been leaking inside of all of this. Basically, what I think we will have to extend are these three plugs here. Hold on, I'm not even looking where I'm filming. So these three plugs, they need to go into these three sockets here. I think you can either feed them like this and then like around here, or feed them down through here. But yeah, and I'm gonna try to pull this out too. So we have yeah, there you go. Hold on, shouldn't be too hard now that I've taken all of those bits off. There we go. Looking here, I've realized that this cable isn't actually connected to anything in this fuse box, whatever this is, or relays. It basically just passes through. So now I do need to use two hands, but I'm going to pull it out. So there it is. It just went through the channel in there. So now I need to feed this into the positive battery cable. So I might as well like return it into the cabin if I can, maybe even through there, but I'm not entirely sure. So I've come to the realization that this entire relay box, they are relays, it says relay here. There's only like six, seven wires going to it. So I could just like chop this off, or even take the relays out of here, because it's just a housing really to protect them from like water. I don't actually need this, so it would save a lot of space if I just chopped it off. So basically there's a clip there holding these relays into the box. So I've got the screwdriver pressing the little clip down. There we go. Jeez. And the second one, and the screwdriver is gone. So I've tried grouping all the wires. So all of these are the ones that go to the headlights, except this, which goes to the radiator fan. And then there's also a ground cable, which I used to go there. First of all, I need to get this mounted up and see where it goes. So let's chop that off. So here's what we're left with. It definitely isn't pretty, but it's going to do the job just fine. So I've taken the bumper off and put the fender, the wing, on just to see how much space we have. And I think the best place to put it would probably be either here, if we can stretch it out that far. I don't think it should be a problem, and damn, that is rusty. Anyway, or yeah, so either here, or maybe in here. Hold on. There is a bit of space. I think the relays could go here, but the main fuse box that's a bit bigger probably will go here. So So I've put this fuse box here into the old battery tray, and I'm going to chop it off like this. I'm going to chop it off here, and I'm going to chop it off along here, and use that hole to feel like a self-tapper or something into this hole here. So like a slightly bigger screw into there, and hopefully that should sit very nicely in place there. So let's go get the grinder. All right, so here's what we got. Let's try it out. So there we go. It's sitting nicely there. It doesn't seem to be going in anywhere. I just used one of those like self tappers that from the car that go into the bumper, holding the little plastic splash guards, because I had a lot of spare ones of those. So now we've got just this dangling here. I need to like tuck this and stick it up there so it's not like hanging in the wheel. So let's clean it up a little. Also, my solution to tuck the relays was screw the two caps in together, and that rubber band somewhat holds it in place. I mean, it really doesn't, but you know, hopefully it works. It seems to have enough clearance. Now I just need to sort out these wires, tuck them up there, and then extend these little plugs. So this is what it's looking like now, with all the headlight cables tucked in front of this panel here. So there's no wires around here. I just need to hang these up here and clip them in somehow so that they're out of the way, and find a place for these plugs. Now it is a bit of a mess, but it's starting to come together. So this cable right here is supposed to reach this cable here. So then I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to run it up to here to the radiator and under this entire thing, the same way that this cable is clipped in there, just under there. And same with this also needs to get to the same place. So I'm going to extend them using this. No, where's the bigger one? Yes, this one here, this cable here. Alright, so as I said, this wire, I've extended it there. That's the new red wire that I've extended. Goes into here. I'll make sure it stays in place. Goes down here and joins with the wire where the connector used to be. Now we need to extend this wire, which is this. I don't even have to extend it that much. So alright, so as I said, I've extended this, and we have them. Well, it's not very pretty, but we'll fix that up later, probably in the future actually. It's getting kind of late to record, so I'm going to keep working on this, and I'll probably update you guys tomorrow. It rained the entire day, so I got like nothing done, but I'll keep taking away at that. I'll try to get the plugs done, and yeah. It is now the third day of working on this, and I'm starting to have enough. I just want to get it done, but let me show you what I've done last night. So this is the only plug that's left here, because the other plugs, well, the other singular plug, the grey plug, grey plug, you can see I've extended these wires very well. Look, it works. I've extended these 4 wires to the grey plug. They run up through here behind the headlight, and they come out, you can't really see them yet, they go into there and under this channel here, and they come out here linked with this wire here and go into the grey plug. So I've extended them. That's done. Now I did run out of wires, and I need to go get some more wire to extend the black plug, but that's done. I just need to get the black plug done, and then just this white wire that needs to go to the positive battery cable. I'm thinking of running it through the cabin, but I haven't decided yet. I know I keep saying this, but I'll get back to you when I get more wire to actually extend this and show you how I extended it. So I've cut and stripped this cable from the connector, and I'm going to do the same thing with all 7 of them, or how many there are. And I've got another extension cable. It's like, I don't know, 50 centimeters or something. So I'm going to join them up here. There we go. It's not pretty, but look, it works. And I got the cable here, and I'm going to run it through here the way I did with all the other cables. And then once I have all of them done and done this to them, I'll just be able to whip this around and connect it right up there. So I'm going to repeat the process a few times. And there we go, we've plugged it in, tidied it up a bit. It could be better, and I will make it better in the future, but there we go, that is it done. I've connected the cable to the main positive battery terminal, so that is it done. The entire battery relocation, and the fuse boxes, and the relays, and the wire tuck. Let's put the car back together. And there we go. So the car's all back together. Ignore the fact that that fog thing is hanging. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Any more questions, do DM me on Instagram or something if you need any help, in case I didn't make everything very clear. I hope this was helpful, of course, and I'll see you in the next one.